Good morning. I did the reading at 7:04 a.m. Today is February 16th, 2025, and we have a energy of a 1-8 or a 9. Today is Sunday for the sun, and we are using the Rider-Waite deck, and I am doing a Decan walk. And the beads today are amber for warmth and positivity, tiger's eye for confidence, carnelian for creativity, sunstone for joy, and self-empowerment, topaz for clarity, and diamonds for strength. And I use Mala's 108 beads to stay in connection with the energy of the day. And today's reading, fascinating. I started getting downloads very strongly yesterday. I'd had a orb spider on my door, and I'd reached my right hand out with this orb spider. I didn't see it, and it was just right there. And it just stayed ever so steady. It didn't even move. And so I decided to kind of explore what this might mean. And I do have a little bit of a relationship, interestingly, with orb spiders, and find myself being protected by them in various ways. And yesterday in particular, this orb spider being in this place on the right side, suggesting some of this overwhelming masculine energy is in the process right now of breaking down, and that I am seeing with clarity some truth that is going to unfold. And so this reading today is going to talk about what are our options. And in fact, it might seem as though we have no ability to respond to this overwhelming power being spouted from the top, that we're taking all your money and running with it. But something occurred to me that was powerful. And this reading today directly coincides with what likely is a part of our solution going forward. It is going to involve fixed star, foam hunt, and Mercury. So hang on to your hat, listen carefully, stay till the end, like, share, and subscribe so that I feel compelled to keep bringing these videos to all of us. Well, I will continue to do so anyway, because I'm a part of the general strike, us.com. Go there, sign up. What do we have today? Well, we have a very watery and emotional reading. A Knight of Cups relating to our third decan of Aquarius, the moon, and the first two decans of Pisces, relating to Saturn and Jupiter. And our Ace of Cups, water, relating to everything water, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And currently, don't forget, Mars in Cancer is in retrograde, and it is in the fifth house, where our ambassador, or our way of considering what we must do to save ourselves, is very much being reviewed at this time. And let me tell you, people, I actually feel hope today. There's something new coming. So let's begin. What we've been in is the flowing emotions of mutable water. This energy is a 5-8-1-8 in numerology, and it reduces to an 8-9 energy, which further reduces and symbolizes a 1-7 energy, or an 8, which is telling me that we will gain strength and control. Mercury is now in the first house of how we go about surviving. This, with Pisces and Saturn and Mercury in detriment, forcing us to use our intuition to make proper sense of things. FOMO hunt, a fixed star, emphasizing the spiritual ideals and creativity, inspirations. We are adapting people to the weight and the ideas being tossed at us with grandiosity and emotional detachment. Our Knight of Cups, we will be facing something deeply new. As our system that we've paid into and allocated funds for to each individual state, there are now lawsuits underway. We are responding with decisive actions, although you might not know this because our media isn't going to tell you this truth. As the states realize that they actually do have individual power, and particularly the blue states, and likely this is leading to funding to the federal government being withheld by the individual states. Much like the notion of the countries who face unknown financial escalations designed to be a show of power and force, is teaching us what we must know as they attempt to force other countries, such as Mexico, to bend a knee for a man in high-heeled shoes and diapers. There's no end of false bravado here. Narcissistic leadership, foreign, self-serving policies to provoke responses. They're going to get responses. They're going to get exactly what they're asking for. The states are realizing some things right now. And what this reading today shows, that they will freeze the money to meet the basic human needs of their individual states. And where might this come from? Well, when you can't feed the senior citizens Meals on Wheels, or education department can't pay their teachers, you will see a response. 803 billionaires wanting a tax break, if it even happens, will come with significant public backlash, and likely would need to be retracted if it even occurs. We, the people, are done with this silly bit of narcissistic, whatever it is. We also have the Ace of Cups, all things water. Again, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, and the power of water. Federal funding freezes poses immediate threat to essential services, creating risks to the individual states. This could and will likely force each state to take actions to mitigate the impacts. Blue states currently provide 60% of all federal tax receipts, but only receives 53% of the federal revenues in return, effectively subsidizing red states by $1 trillion over a 5-year period of time. With Medicare and public assistance, education funding, and Meals on Wheels in jeopardy, a clear division is emerging at this time. Those who feel empowered, as though you're seeing Robin Hood, are you really? Ask yourself what you're really seeing. you're living in a fantasy. And your desire and your belief that you're really an aspiring billionaire supporting your buddies is a very gross notion when a little old lady has no food. So, what is going to go on here? Those who feel cold and large and in charge, there's a resolution getting ready to take place. As the wealthy people attempt to have their say, so will the common people. This will create, likely very quickly, mass instability. Red states who rely on blue states will face major strain, putting further pressure on self-serving energies, forcing them to back off. Many states have already initiated legal action with the very likely of intentions of withdrawing funds. Already, funds have been allocated and withheld, this being unconstitutional. The U.S. federal authority so far is facing 22 states suing them over the issues that I have just spoken to enforce the laws of the land, the edicts of the people, and the three supposed to be working branches of government. What is at stake at this time is medical care, education, and an economic downturn. Unchecked power has forgotten to be realistic. As we, the people, get the cups, and we have an 8, and we are in a solid position, we will resist and create a counterweight of sorts. Through collective action, there is much at this time to be hopeful for. And I find it amazing that really all that we must do is simply say no to the forces that are telling us we must bend a knee. I know myself, there's not a chance in hell I would bend a knee for this, not a chance in hell. I am not taking the hand of the predator and letting him lead me to the shower for my death. That is not happening. And with that, please do like, share, and subscribe. Join me. Thank you so much for being here today.